conversation. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Luxury Brand Collective. As we like to do each meeting, I want to give everybody an opportunity to go around for 30 seconds and to share a win. So it doesn't have to necessarily be tell us about your company, but share a big win that you've had or some event that you have coming up that you would like to share with the group. So, Canella, I'm going to start with you because I know you've got something big coming up this week.
Yes, I do. And I'm very excited. This is my property at 2308 Lone Tree Trail, which happens to be one of your all's clients' homes.
Yeah.
And we're doing a big brokers open on Thursday from 11:30 to 1 with mimosas and lunch. And Dan Harper actually is co-hosting it with me. So that's kind of something fun that Dan and I have going on together. But also, you all, it's going to be open Sunday from 2 to 4. So if you all can think of anybody that might, be interested in this house, it is a fun house to see. It's worth it. But anyway, so I would love it if anybody has any ideas. And of course, we'll be doing all sorts of social media and so forth on it in hopes. We need to get that baby sold.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for helping Joe. We really appreciate it, Canella.
Now, absolutely. She's fun.
Sunday, August 19th from 2 to 4 is the open house, but Thursday is what time again?
It is from 11:30 to 1. And it's a broker's open. Anybody's invited. It's when we invite, as many of if you can get the agents through, then sometimes they'll think of a customer. And this is one of those houses you really need to see it. It's hard to, it's like a Frank Lloyd Wright house in its style, which is fun. It's a great house.
Awesome.
So tell your friends.
All right. Thank you, Canella. Yeah, we'll blast that out via email.
That'd be awesome.
And then Reed, how about you?
Yeah, just a quick thing. One of my goals kind of always as a business owner has been to not just be completely localized, I guess. So last week we got a call on a lead actually kind of near Rogers, Arkansas. And so essentially it's a like $1.5 million to $2 million project that they want us to either construct or consult on. So I don't know, it's some of those things are little victories for me that at least we get considered for them. We haven't sold it, but it's good to be known, regionalized, that, oh, these guys can handle this, even though it's 3.5 hours, 4 hours away. So.
Yeah, I think it's important for all of us to share that too. If you do work outside of Oklahoma, please let us know that. I know most of what we do probably is local, but we've got clients from coast to coast at ChappelWood. Reed, I'm assuming you do too. Mitch, I know you. I think you're licensed in other states other than Oklahoma, right? So, James, you probably do projects too, and other places. I know Mark does. He's got a big project up in the Northeast somewhere. I said,
we have a few colleagues that they get in with certain networks, and once you earn people's trust that have that type of money, whether you can do the work or not, pay you a 10% consulting fee that you're flying out there once a week to oversee everything, and that's always been kind of a retirement type of goal for me, right? Which is you build your company to really do that, and then you develop a network that people that trust you, and you're flying out to, I don't know, the Caribbean islands and overseeing a project technically for, on their dime. So.
Yeah. Excellent. Mitch, what's going on at Kane, and Janik?
Yeah, we over the last week it's just been real busy. Had school started, and it's hilarious. It is for us, it is very seasonal. With as soon as the school bell starts, people start thinking about estate planning, and so we've just been busy with that, and had unfortunately lost a few clients. So we're helping the families with their settlements. I've got that I'm going into right after this meeting. I've got an initial settlement meeting. So, and then on top of that, we've got a legal intern who worked with us before us last spring, worked out really well. And so she's going to be returning this fall, and we're excited about that.
Okay, excellent. And I want to thank you. I'm going to be, my wife and I are meeting with Mitch next week, I think. Is that what it is, or was it this week?
It is. I've got you on the 25th.
Okay, yeah, so it's next Friday.
Yep.
And one thing that I like about what Mitch's firm does, typically I think, and Mitch, please correct me if I'm wrong. Typically, attorneys, estate planning attorney will put your estate plan together. They'll charge you one flat fee for that, and it might be $3,000 or $5,000, whatever, depending upon the complexity of your trusts. And then that's it. But what Mitch's firm does is a little bit different. They have more of an annual subscription model. So, and I like that because it means that their job's not done yet. You heard Mitch talk about last week that they're going through and, like I think Mitch, you said 1/3 of your clients, you review their trust documents or their estate documents every year or something like that.
Yeah, so that keeps us going throughout the summer. I'm sorry, just to follow up on it. Yeah, so it's thank you for the lead in there, but that's what we spend most of our summer doing is reviewing, updating, and maintaining half of our clients. We go odd, even years just for processing, but it keeps the clients involved, keeps the relationship going. And then when a major change does happen, we're one of the first to hear about it, so we can implement it into their plan or recommend changes.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to meeting with you to get our trust updated, because I'm pretty sure the last time I looked at it was 2005.
Yeah.
And my kids weren't even born, so it says child 1 and child 2 in my trust. So I probably
Right. Yeah.
So
they would probably prefer to have their names in there.
Yeah, little things like that. So James, what's new in your world?
Well, going on vacation this upcoming weekend. So what is that? 4 days to work really hard and then get to go spend some time at the lake. But yesterday it was kind of interesting, again, trying to be intentional about the luxury brand. I met with a couple of friends just for some networking opportunity. They own a business that's basically a business brokerage. Their target is they help companies be bought and sold, right? To prepare them, whether it's legally or structurally, organizationally, or just product wise. And there's sweet spots like $5 million or over companies. So spent some time with them yesterday and had some, some leads for them. Thought about this, and I'm sure this is something, Damon, that we'll talk about in the future. I didn't think they were necessarily a good fit for us, as a group, in that, and again, something to talk about. Their niche is so small, so very specific. You know what I mean? Like companies that are ready to go on the market to be sold, and again, how they find buyers for that, how they structure. But that's just something I was thinking about as I was meeting with them yesterday. I'm sure that's a future discussion for us as we expand our network. What businesses are most appropriate versus not, because within that conversation, I probably gave them, four leads or so, but that's kind of it. I mean, I can always be on the lookout for them, but I don't know that many $4 million companies plus that are ready to be sold, that would fit exactly what they're looking for. So, but again, that's what I kind of typically do on a day, is visit with people and maybe be able to give some opportunities and leads. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. Well, and also to your point, yes, we are going to discuss that at some point. But as you are out there meeting with people, yeah, if you find somebody that you think would be a good fit for the luxury brand, I mean, bring it to the group. I mean, we are still looking for a CPA, an event planner. There's some other people that came to our launch event that haven't participated in these, so we need to follow up with them. But if you run across somebody that's a good fit, we always want to discuss that. Thank you, James. Maggie.
Good morning. Yeah, business is going good. School starting, so it's a little bit of a lull, but right now my goals are just about kind of 2 new clients a week. Other than that, it's kind of the norm. We're just got our new fall casual line in, which is really exciting. It looks fantastic. And our new fall fabrics, because we're always kind of a season ahead. So yeah, excited. Other than that, nothing really new to report.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Actually,
Sure, I'll think of that.
I wanted to comment on Maggie if I could. So, I was thinking about you. My oldest son graduated with a master's in architecture last year, right? And
Oh my goodness.
works for a really nice firm where he also interned, and you have to take so many exams and get licensed and all that. And he's kind of killing it. And I was talking to my wife about, it'd be a good birthday present, just get him because he's young and new professional, right? It's like, man, if we could,
Yeah.
I could, buy him a wardrobe for Maggie and things like that. And then my wife kind of laughed and said, well, have you seen his work environment? You know what architects wear? And she showed me all these pictures of the office. And architects don't wear suits. So I thought I had the best birthday.
Lots of black.
Lined up.
Lots of black.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't dress up at all. Sorry, I
Yes,
tried. I was thinking.
No, that's so sweet. I appreciate you thinking of me. I do have some architects and different people I've worked with. They typically are a little, not as dressing up, but that's kind of, we have the casual stuff. So if you want to ever explore that, it is a great graduation gift. I always tell people gifting an experience to a spouse, aunt, uncle, child, whoever, it's different and kind of an investment in them. So that's also a great point of like, some people don't think about that. We're always kind of thinking, okay, what does my wardrobe look like? But sharing the experience with others is always kind of fun too. So I appreciate you trying and thinking of me.
I was thinking one suit, right? Or one blazer, any presentation you're ready. And it's like, they don't give presentations in blazers or suits. He'll lose credibility on that. And it's like,
yes.
Now
yes.
lawyers, trial lawyers, yeah, you can talk to them, right? I mean, Mitch can tell about that, but that's again what we do, Damon, right? I was already thinking about that and how to apply that, and you can bet that's something I'm going to pass along to maybe somebody whose graduating child is going into politics or commercial real estate, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. No, you're exactly right.
Absolutely.
And I've got here. I'm going to go last, but I've got a really cool story.
Excuse me. No, you're not going last.
Yes.
I am. I was going to call on you and Nicole next.
Together. That's so funny.
Okay.
Are you ready for us?
Yeah, go ahead.
This week I've been blessed. It's only Wednesday? Is it Tuesday? Wednesday? I've been blessed because I feel like I've packed a whole week already in 2 days. I got to work with all of my companies and had some victories. I started the website for this lifestyle brand. I'm so excited to get that rolling and make y'all proud. Yesterday we poured 50 bars of soap for the homeless shelter, and we're delivering those before I leave town on Thursday. And so overall, it's just been a beautiful week. Maggie, I'm going to come see you for a custom suit after I lose my last 8 pounds. And I have a lead for ChappelWood. I will know today that I'm working on. And Victoria already knows him, but he's my lead. But I'm going to refer and talk about what you guys are doing. And I also think he'd be a great asset to this group that we're in as well. So I'll be working on those things before I leave. And I'm going to Florida to finish my second book. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
Okay, good job. Yeah, Nicole. Okay, well, Nicole and I, just so y'all know, that we are out at Rose Creek supporting Deanne. She is in there speaking. She's doing a great job. We took pictures for her, but we're out here. But we, of course, our priority is the Luxury Brand Collective. I just got back from an amazing trip to California where I met with Asset Mark, who's one of our major partners and has been for 18 plus years now. And it was a great meeting with them, and our purpose was to talk about what our direction is and how they can support us to grow our business. So I was happy to be able to share with them the luxury brand. And then I was vetting an alternative type investment. It's an investment opportunity for clients in a vineyard, the winery, and a luxury inn, which I had to stay at just to make sure it's truly luxury. And I can assure you, I have traveled the world, and I can tell you it stands next to any or above any Ritz-Carlton or Four Seasons that I've ever stayed at. So if you know someone interested in a great business opportunity, just let me know and I'll connect them with the GMs out there. They only have 7 memberships left, and a membership means being a partner and a minimum of $100,000. So
Okay, I saw the pictures. It is luxury.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were
Yeah.
stuck here. We were stuck here. It was Hell's Porch last week, and you were in like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
70,
Yeah.
70 degree weather, something like that. So
Yeah, when I got up and y'all were complaining about the 100-degree weather, I said, well, I'm sitting out here on this patio eating big eggs Benedict, and it's about 62 degrees. It was fabulous.
although
Fabulous.
this morning we're getting a little touch of that. I was like,
I know.
Yes.
it feels fantastic outside. All right. Well, thank you, Nicole and Victoria. So this for us here at Chapelwood, it has been very busy. But probably the biggest thing that biggest story, and I've got another one, but we've got a client that is unfortunately going through a tough situation. She lost her spouse early last year, and as if that wasn't hard enough, when he was at a care facility prior to his passing, there was some negligence that happened at this facility, and of course it distressed her greatly. And she has finally decided that she is going to do something about it, take some legal action about this, but she didn't really know where to begin. And she went online and she sent her information, and Mitch, you probably heard this before, sent her information to some attorneys online that promised to help her. And she was just apoplectic that she was afraid she had given her information to some scammers. That day she had texted Victoria, she called me, we got her in that morning, we determined everything was fine, these were legitimate, but what she didn't have was information. They hadn't reached out to her, so we called the law firm. Turns out that they had referred the case to another law firm as co-counsel in Florida, and then they had referred it to another guy here locally. So we connected all those dots for her, and she felt much better after that. And so when I share with you that the work we do goes way beyond the quarterly investment statement, that's what we're talking about. I've never participated in a lawsuit like that, but you know, we do what we have to do for our clients. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to Reed. So Reed, in true luxury brand I mean, it warmed my heart, Reed, because I mean, I think the day of our meeting last week, Reed calls and says, hey, I got a lead for you. I got a referral for you, and referred a $1.6 million lead to us that we're actually bringing in for an appointment this week. So Reed, thank you very much. That is exactly what the collective is about. And then tomorrow, Reed is going to be my special guest on our Wednesday webinar, our Wednesday lunchtime drive-through 30-minute webinar. It's going to be on Zoom, and we're going to be talking about the work he does, and it's building your perfect outdoor oasis is how we're going to talk. So he's going to share all about the work he does, the do's and don'ts of planning your perfect outdoor oasis. So Reed, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to having you on tomorrow.
No problem.
All right. I think that's everybody. I think we got everybody on. Let me make sure that I didn't miss anybody. All right. Everyone that's on right now. Okay. So thank you, everybody. I want to spend the rest of our time here just talking about the meeting format and what you all see as a good format. I mean, I would love to get this so that eventually this is a well-oiled machine. It starts on time and we do the same thing every time so that we all know and it becomes just automatic. So we start with a 30-second spotlight. Obviously, right now we're all kind of going over 30 seconds. So hopefully we'll all get better at that as time goes by. But what do you all think about in terms of the rest of the meeting? Okay, if we're together for an hour and we spend 15 minutes or so, everybody kind of going around the room, what should happen next? Do you want to hear a showcase presenter? If one of us agrees to be the sponsor for that week, does that person become the presenter? What about another key topic, some kind of business best practice? You want to talk about marketing? So I'm just going to open it up to the floor. And what are some things that you would like to see us consider having as part of our regular weekly meeting?
Damon?
One of the things I've always been
Okay, who's talking?
That's
Well-
something I like to, but I'm good.
No, go ahead, Reed.
Okay. One of the things I would love to learn more, because obviously I know my business kind of inside and out, but with everybody in here is in some sort of specific practice. But I would love to hear like what should you be looking for in your specific industry? Like what do the bad companies do? And what do the good companies that you feel like you set yourself apart with? And like what are the things like, you know, there's really bad builders, but then there's other good ones locally I would recommend people to, you know, but what do you do differently in your specific industry if I'm looking for your services, you know? So when I'm referring people or talking to people, you know, I can kind of differentiate those too. So
Damon, do you want to take that, or I'll be happy to address that. It's what we're doing right now, Reed, and I think that's great. Like Damon giving an example, you gave a great example of when we first met, which I was really impressed with you explaining what you did and how you do it and who you do it for, and then, you know, expanding on that today. So, and just like Damon sharing what we did for a client that sets us apart, that we do things that other people don't do. So
yeah, I think like if each group had a 10-minute spotlight or something, you know, one
yes.
week, something like that, that could be really cool and educational type setting where all of us can, I don't know, learn a lot of the insides and outs of other companies. So
I really like that. And when Mark brought that up, I thought that was excellent. And another networking group that I went to read out here at Rose Creek 2 weeks ago, I think it was, that they do the same kind of thing. And it's, you know, it really helps you. You can't learn about what people do just by, you know, a 30 second. So giving someone a spotlight, I totally agree with that. Yeah. So Damon, also what today, so important before Maggie has to get off here, is that everyone had, you know, Nicole had offered and putting together our website. Damon got the URLs. So all we were supposed to do is to send her our bios and our pictures, official picture for her to put on the site. She's at a standstill right now. She's working on it. But if everybody could make it a point to make sure that happens today, I'm sitting next to her. She did not ask me to say this. I'm just saying, I know how important it is to get the information when you need it. So when she's doing this for us, make it easy for her.
Thank you.
Yes, and again, thank you for that reminder, Victoria, and Nicole, thank you very much. I know you and I, are we still good to meet Friday, even though you're going to be out of town?
Yeah, we're doing Zoom. Yeah, we're doing
It's
our
a
Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to be doing Zoom. So
I'll be on the beach, but I'll do it.
Hey, that's right.
hey, you know,
Do it wherever you're from.
I did that back in June, so it works perfect. But yes, thank you, Nicole. And again, everyone, we're going to have the website luxurybrandokc.com. And then, of course, we'll have redirects for .org, .net, .info, whatever. I bought the whole package.
Yeah, I want to comment on that, Damon, and appreciate Nicole doing that. Hey, Nicole, I wrote up my part, but I'm having it reviewed by two people that haven't, one a past client that haven't gotten back to me yet. And I don't want to push them too hard because they're kind of doing me a favor, but I also wanted the perspective of someone who's used my services. You know what I mean? So just to let you know, I'm vetting it with the people that I'm trying to reach, you know, rather than just create it and get it to you. So know that it's in development, and I definitely appreciate what you're doing.
And Nicole, tell us like about what length do you want? Do you have in your mind the length of what you want that bio to be?
Victoria and I were talking about how they probably should all be around the same. So maybe no more than 500 words.
Okay.
Right. They should. And Canela, we did that for the commission, as I mentioned before,
Yes.
Commission on the Status of Women. And it's just looks better. The aesthetics looks better if everybody can. So don't make poor Nicole have to edit things. You know, everybody try to stick to that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sent, I think, a couple of options, pictures for Nicole to decide, because based on what she's working on. So we just didn't say, here's one picture. We gave her several so that she could make it look as aesthetically pleasing as, as possible. So,
Yeah. And Nicole, on the bios for Victoria and I that I sent, of course, I pulled those from our longer bios. I kind of went with the mantra shorter is better. But if you think we need to add to that, I certainly can. I left out a bunch of stuff just to keep it manageable for the page.
it's less than 500.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you for that reminder, so everybody could get their photos and their bios, and remember your corporate logo if you have one.
Yes.
For that. So Reed, basically what you were mentioning, basically a showcase presenter, and again, that was one of the things, because that's what Mark's group does. I've had other groups that have done that, where one presenter gets up and gives a little bit longer, a 10-minute presentation on what they do, or they highlight what they do by telling a story. That's my preferred method. I prefer to tell a story that highlights what I'm doing. I love that. I love that. So what I'd like to do after this is I'm going to kind of in time format, time stamped anyway, and I'll send out to everybody just a draft of, hey, here's what it could look like in terms of our
all of the spotlights I've ever heard are just like pumping up your business. So I guess my thought was actually the opposite of that, to have a time where it's like not to like down talk your competitors at all, but like just what are we looking out for? What are people doing? How are they taking advantage of people? So that's really my thought. And in groups that everybody spotlighted their own stuff, and I just haven't heard the opposite side within that specific industry. What's out there. So that I keep saying the same thing, but the spotlight's awesome, and I love hearing about people's business, but I don't know enough about a lot of these industries. And I love learning kind of the full circle thing. So,
well, and I like what you said about for us to highlight what we do differently than most of the other people in our business, whatever our business happens to be, that makes us stand out a little bit more. And I thought that was a good point you made.
Okay. I got that note down here. In addition to a presenter, somebody that would get up and discuss that in a little bit longer format, what do you guys think about each week having some key topic that is relevant to everybody, whether it's about marketing, business best practices, anything related to bookkeeping? I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking of anything that you guys would want.
Yeah, Damon, what Deanne did today, and we didn't, obviously she's still in there speaking, but what she did today was really very spot on to what we're talking about here. She actually did an elevator speech, her elevator talk, and then she showed what most people do. So this is spot on about what Reed is talking about. And so she showed the difference, demonstrated it to this, how many, 50 people in the room. She demonstrated that. So that, I think that's also a very good point of your expertise. Like Nicole's is, branding. She knows how to brand. We know how to brand, whether it's marketing, how to talk about your business in the shortest length of time, demonstrating. So and it's all about marketing, relationships and marketing. So I think that's a good idea as well.
Yeah. And so basically, and I kind of like the direction that you just, so if we put these together, to Reed, yours would be more promotional. So there's one that's promotional in nature from one of the members. And then Victoria, there's another one that's educational in nature. Talking about some key thing, and it could certainly highlight that business, but the promotional one, I was thinking vanity. Okay. It's the vanity plate, right? And it's all about you, and it's, but Reed, like you said, package it up. What should you be looking for? What do you do differently? What should you not be looking for? And then transitioning into the key topic would be an educational piece around something related to that industry. Does that sound correct? And does everybody like that idea?
Yeah, I know I'm a big fan of always learning new things and getting other perspectives. And so I think that that really brings some core value to each of the meetings. Not that there isn't value contributed from everybody, but I kind of like that idea of bringing some, here's what, some things are going to stick better each week. But like, as Victoria was just pointing out, sometimes it's spot on with exactly what someone is looking for or thinking about or contemplating in their practice. So I like that idea.
Okay. Okay. Victoria, can you see? Because we look awesome. And right now, I can see you, but all I see are chairs. I can't see you. So if you want us to see you, you've got to flip. You've got to flip.
Oh, no, we've been smiling.
Can you see us now?
No, we just see a bunch of patio chairs. I see your hand now. There we go. Now we can see you.
Well, why didn't y'all tell us? You didn't need to see that. Look how fabulous we look out here on this patio.
Well, we saw you earlier. I just assumed you wanted us to see the patio furniture and where you were. I don't know.
Yeah, that was actually for Reese, so he could get some ideas, or what goes around the pool. Some really nice patio furniture.
Victoria, if you haven't figured out, there is no way I'm ever going to try to control what you do. So
good plan.
After 10 years, I've kind of gotten the hint, right?
That's wonderful.
All right. So I'll put that basic agenda together and I'll send it out again. I'm recording this, and so I'll send those recordings out to you. And again, I'll timestamp it. I hope that helps. That way you can jump to where you want to go listen to. And of course, if you have any other ideas of what the meeting should include, I mean, like I said, Mark's group, eventually I'll stop referring back to that group, but it's the one that's in my mind. They do the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of each meeting. They read their mission and vision statement. Eventually, we probably should have a mission and vision statement as well. But in terms of the meat of the meeting, that's what I wanted to talk about. If you have any other ideas. Now, one thing that I absolutely think should be a part of every meeting, eventually reporting. So, for example, I reported that Reed gave me a great lead. We booked that this week in terms of the appointment, and that he and I got together to create, or we're going to do this event tomorrow. And I'm sure many of you have also, you've shared it today, you've reached out to other members. You don't have to wait for us to meet face to face. If you want to reach out to other members and go ahead and start scheduling those appointments, do it. Let's do it. In fact, I need to reach out to more of you too and schedule some time, because James, I will admit, I know you're in marketing research, but I don't exactly know 100% of what you do. So I think I'd like maybe you and I to get together. I'd like to learn more about what it is that you do.
And David, I also have an idea.
Why wouldn't that be him highlighting on one of the meetings so we all know?
That's what I was going to suggest, Damon, that I think goes back to what Mitch and Reed were saying earlier, is that every month, because I know we don't necessarily want to do it 10 weeks in a row or whatever it may be, but maybe we, highlight our business or have that 10-minute, very specific presentation. I can give you examples with past client approval, what that looks like. Market research, that's a very nebulous thing. I mean, I can see Maggie bringing in, having a testimonial from one of her customers coming in to talk about how custom clothing helped him or her in whatever field or whatever purpose, and how that process worked. For her, that's fantastic. And I bet she would have customers that would do that. I probably wouldn't have any that would do that, but I could explain, okay, how did I acquire what was the purpose, what I did? Absolutely, I was thinking about that. Also, when someone's designated to do that, you have to really practice hard to make it a tight 10-minute presentation. You have to know what you're going to say. So every sentence is really critical. So, I'd love to do that. Either I'll start working on that. Maybe I could practice going first on that. So that's one of the things that'll be on my to-do list, is to be able to develop a presentation. And Damon, maybe that's the ones we do in person.
Well,
right, when
you were reading my mind, James, because I was thinking that every week we might do a showcase like that. But I kind of like the idea of when we're in person, because it's going to mean more in person, I think, especially if you've got
in person. You won't have
things
distraction.
like that. So maybe we do that once a month whenever we decide when we're going to do. And that's something else we need to figure out, is when we want to do our first in-person meeting. I know that Rose Creek is certainly an option. Maggie's back. She had to drop off and she's back. Maggie, we were just talking about you.
Again.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
All good things, I hope.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, what does everybody think about that idea of that the showcase presenters? We could always have an educational one every week. I mean, that we can do.
Right.
But the promotional one, that's the more about me, having it once a month in our in-person. Do you like that idea, or would you rather have that every week so that, because otherwise it's going to take, if we do it once a month, well, it's going to take 10 months to make that happen, or 15 months, whatever to happen. If we do it once a week, everybody gets a turn every quarter, basically.
I like that.
Every week.
To showcase?
Yeah.
I
Nicole
think we
says
should
every week.
showcase it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Any alternatives? Anybody? I mean, anybody else prefer the once every month?
I prefer the
I don't know.
in-person.
You
I
prefer?
would say the in-person. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was just saying the in-person would be nice, even though it'd take it longer if we had like a little, like, do your 30 seconds, but have like a special announcements like, hey, here's this open house, here's these activities. So like you're still getting to update everyone on like special events every week. Like that's going to change quicker. But then like the spotlight, I like being in person to like ask questions because it's sometimes hard on Zoom because we all talk at once, that kind of thing. But I'm good with either one.
So why don't you guys do this? Okay, just by email. Okay, I'm not going to send out a survey. Just by email, just put in the subject showcase, just and one word, weekly or monthly. We'll take a vote, and you know, we'll see what everybody likes. But I do kind of like that idea.
Okay, mine's going to be hybrid. So there you go. I'll send it to you, but it's going to say hybrid, not weekly or monthly, but hybrid. Just like what Maggie said. And I'm thinking about what Canella, referred to today, Damon, about her event that's coming up, and she's co-sponsoring it with Deanne.
Right.
And then I'm sorry, I don't know where Josh is. I didn't see him on, but Josh has got a big event coming up next Thursday that we sent out to everyone.
We do.
Oh, yeah. And he just texted me, Victoria, my Zoom app is not working, and he couldn't get on. He just texted me that. So he's got a big event, and we could send that out for him if you wanted to, Damon. But he sent out a flyer, and he's having Viking come in, and he's going to use our building. So another collaboration. And I've known Josh for 20 years. We've never done anything together. And here we do the, luxury brand collective, and we've already got an event planned. So it's only limited to 25, but it'll be a lot of fun in our office. And for those of you that have never been to our office, it'll be a great opportunity. Damon, what is the date of that? I can't pull that up and without possibly disconnecting it. But I believe it's the 17th. Isn't that right? This Thursday? Is it this Thursday?
It's Thursday, the 17th. Yeah. It's here at our office. So Thursday, August 17th at 6:30 p.m. Here, I was going to try to share that with you guys, the link, but here you go. Here's the email.
How does that happen?
So here's the email we sent out. Now we're hosting.
We don't think it's okay. My arms are killing me, but
it's with Vincent Vacations. That's who Josh is working with. And so we put this little thing together. So Thursday, August 17th, 6:30, it's here at our office. And if you want to RSVP, all you have to do is email Josh. So Joshua here, I'll put that in the chat. If you want to go to this event, within a few minutes of us sending this out, I got texts from many of our clients saying, wow, this is really cool. I've never been on one of these. I would like to come. And I said, well, hit the RSVP button that was there. My mom and dad are coming to it. They're excited because they've never been on a Viking cruise. So anyway, but that's what that is. So Josh Papan, one of our fellow members, is going to be hosting that here at our office. There's the date and time in case you want to go. All right. But all right, so I like the hybrid idea. Go ahead and send me your preference, but the hybrid idea kind of gives us the best of both worlds. So I'll just tell you right now, I'm kind of leaning in that direction. All right. So here we go. Back to the agenda. Bearing with me as I bounce around. here in the last little bit, I'd like everyone just to take some time to make an ask. You know, what can we help you with? What is it that you're looking for? What do you need? So to kind of give you an example, in this case, I'll go first. All right, since I went last time. There are a couple of things that we're looking for. Number one, I was going to mention the event this Thursday. If you could help us support Josh in that. Right now, our big ask is we are in search of a new director of client service. The director of client services basically is a client-facing position, handling a lot of the back office paperwork, opening new accounts and working with accounts, but also the ability to get on the phone, talk to clients, relate with them, get to know them. It's you know, a very versatile position, and we need somebody, and the ideal candidate for us would be somebody who has experience in the financial world. They could come from banking, they could be at a CPA firm, be at another financial advisory firm, and just someone that has some experience in that world that we don't have to train as much. So that's my ask. If you know somebody and they're looking for a position like that, or maybe they're at a company and they want to transition, it's very competitive salary. I'd be happy to share that with you privately. You know, if you've got somebody in mind, I can send the job description to you as well. But that's what we're looking for, and we're being very discerning about who we bring on as part of our team. Who else has got an ask?
I have an ask, and this is for my company in general. We are looking for some additional sales associates. So if any of you all know somebody that we also have a standard over here about who we accept in here, and they need to fit into the group. But we're looking for 2 or 3 new sales associates. So if you all happen to know some other realtor that you all think maybe they're kind of ready to change, there's a couple of companies that are kind of dying away, so to speak, and so we're trying to launch and get into having a couple of working with McGraw has been one of the most fun things I've done after having run my own company for 30 plus years and then merging with McGraw. So we have so many things to offer a sales associate. So if anybody can think of anybody that I can go out and reach out to about just visiting with, I'd appreciate it.
Thanks. Anybody else?
I also help with the recruiting for Tom James and stuff. And so usually Oklahoma City, we have a history of career changers, but we usually do look for, students out of college and different things, or people of sales background. I share it with you all because if they do get into our pipeline, you all can earn some clothing allowance. So if anyone's wanting some clothes, but also knows some really driven and disciplined, coachable people, we're always looking for new blood, and that's also across the country. So we have over 100 locations worldwide. So even if they don't want to be here in Oklahoma City or Tulsa, we go everywhere. But you can also earn some clothing allowance.
Thank you, Maggie. Didn't know that. Good to know.
Sounds like we've got lots of career opportunities out there right now. Lots. Anybody else? Anybody else have an ask? You got an event coming up. You're looking for staffing. You've got a business question. You need a new $50 million client like we do. Anything
Okay,
like
Damon, I do want to say before, because I forgot to say it earlier, I am meeting with someone at lunch today. So when James was saying how, this is because we're doing this weekly, it helps keep it forefront, front of mind. And I just want you to know that I am meeting with somebody at lunch, but Nicole she has an ask, she just said, but also the CPA firm.
Justin Baldwin and Associates. It's him and his father, and they're outstanding.
Okay. Do you happen to have, does he prefer email, text?
I'll send you his text. I'll send you his phone number.
Okay, perfect. Have you already spoken with him about this and the potential for it?
Nope, but I'm going to do it today.
Okay, great, great.
I'll let him know you're going to reach out.
Perfect, perfect. Okay.
Okay, and my ask is that on September 9th, we have an art show, and a book signing fundraiser. We're donating a portion of our proceeds to Operation Underground Railroad for child trafficking and the Oklahoma Homeless Alliance. Victoria is going to be an author there, book signing. Pat Carr is going to be book signing. I am. We're all signing our books. And Dave Goodman is my co-artist. And we're going to be having this amazing white party, great big party. We have valet, security. It'll be first class, and we would like to get the word out.
And you're gonna have,
Tickets are $50, I think.
And we can send the link for the tickets.
And where is it, Nicole?
It's at the event center called Avenue, and it's
Yeah.
the old Rococo, really.
Yeah, the old Rococo
Right.
on
and you
Western.
said that was,
That's on Western.
Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
Not Western.
It's
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
and you said that
Yeah.
was September 9th, Nicole?
Yes, from 5 to 9.
Okay. Yeah, and send that out to everybody because that's the easiest way. If you've got something, blast it out to us. Let us know.
Wonderful.
Maggie, I know you're part of a nonprofit called Wings, or you work with a nonprofit called Wings. You've got an event coming up in November, or they do. And so I sponsored a couple of seats on behalf of ChappelWood Financial. So I'll be going to that event in November. So anything that you've got like that, let us know. Because part of this group is supporting one another and being there to help. In the chat, if you see that, I included the link. It's the Zoom link to my Wednesday lunchtime webinar series. You can get registered. You have to register for that. But once you do, you're registered for the whole year. But if you want to see Reed's presentation tomorrow, go ahead and get registered for that. I'd love it if you come to every week. But if you want to see Reed's presentation, and I'll record it, of course, and I can send that link out to the whole group so that you can take a look at that.
Damon, that's at 12:30, right? So wherever you are, you're in your car, if you're working,
Yeah.
you can get it on your phone. It's everywhere, right?
Yep, it's 12:30 to 1. Anywhere you can get Zoom, you can watch that, and you'll be able to ask questions live if you're there live. Of course, if you watch the recording later, you can't do that, but you can always reach out to Reed. And again, you have the roster, so you got everybody's contact information there. And if there needs to be any changes, your industry is not correct, and we need to change that. Let's do that. Your phone number, your email is incorrect. Let us know, and we'll make sure we do that. Because again, one of the things we'll do is when Nicole and I visit about the website as she's building it, there's going to be a members only section, and we're going to put the membership roster there. I've got our intern, Asher, working on a reporting spreadsheet. So, we talked about everyone having a Google Doc and everybody putting their own reports, meetings and referrals and stuff like that. So I said, go find me something that's already pre-built and then we can adapt it. That way we don't have to start from scratch. So he's helping me with that. And hopefully I'll be able to share that with you here soon. Anybody have anything else before we break for today?
So how is it working for everybody on Tuesdays at 8:30?
I think it's great.
I love it.
Okay.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so far that's good. That's a good answer, Mitch.
Yeah, it's
So
our
far,
first,
so good.
it's
I
our
mean,
first
wherever
one,
we
so,
are,
yeah.
and it's Ed just texted me that he's on his anniversary in New Mexico. And my question back to him is like, so what do you mean? So, I mean, Nicole's going to be on a beach. We're out here on the patio and supporting Deanna at the same time. So, and what do you mean? What do you mean, Josh? Your Zoom doesn't work. We'll fix it. This is supposed to be priority. So,
yeah, there you go. I love that. All right, everybody. Well, we'll break a little early today. Typically, we'll go about an hour, but we don't have to meet for an hour just for the sake of meeting if we get all of our business conducted. So, I want to thank everybody again. I'll send out this recording like we did last time, also with some reminders of what we discussed. So, thanks so much.
Thank you, Damon.
hey, Damon, one last question for the people that sent us the letter of intent that want to be a part of our group but haven't shown up in the last 2 meetings. What is our process going to be, or do we just need to discuss that at another time? of reaching out to them, kind of giving them one last chance, or just, were we going to follow up with them and see where they are?
Yeah, so my answer to that is I've reached out to them and I have followed up with them personally. And
Enough said. Enough said.
I'll try one more time, but I'm also not going to crack.
They don't want to do it.
No, you either.
People need to be interested in doing it. They need to want to do this.
That's
And
right.
obviously, those people don't want to do this, or
There you
they
go.
would-
Yeah, I don't have the time to chase people down.
No, we're all professionals and we're all busy, and I don't need to be texting people and reminding them. And like Deanne today, she got an opportunity to speak to a group of her peers, 50 some odd people. We understand that, but that's why I like the fact that we're recording it so everybody, can keep up. Damon, I really appreciate you taking that extra step and making sure that we all, can keep informed, because if you miss a week, you don't get out of the loop. Yeah. So thank you for doing that.
Real quick, let me ask you guys this. Since I set this up as a Zoom, and it's a recurring Zoom every week, so I set it up as a recurring meeting. How would you guys feel if I set it up with registration and I actually registered you guys so that you get an automatic reminder 24 hours in advance? Hey, the luxury brand is coming up. That's what I do for my webinars. And quite frankly, eventually I want to get away from having to send out an email every time. Because it takes time and to record a video and do all that. So would it be okay if I registered you guys for this meeting?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And a calendar invite, so it pops up on my calendar is great too.
Yeah.
Sometimes all the emails. So if there's a way to get a calendar invite that I can accept, and that has our link, and then it's blocked out on your calendar too, for people who are like me that need 50 notes.
Maybe I could set that
Make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know if someone knows how to do that.
Well, yeah, you just put it on your calendar. It's already on our calendar for the whole year, Maggie. You just go in and add it to your calendar, recurring. And it's just always on. Yeah, you just
copy the link into it.
Yeah, and then copy the link into it too. But then Damon said he would send out the recurring. So if you miss that, so that way you kind of get it two ways, right, Damon?
That's perfect.
Yeah, if I go in and register you in Zoom, Zoom will send out a meeting reminder 24 hours in advance.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a good little backup. Yeah, I like that idea too. But you just put it on your calendar for the whole year. It's just called recurring. And
yeah, that's
every Tuesday, 8:30. There you go.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Damon.
Busy
Thanks.
now.
Good to see everybody.
That's right. Get out there and go make some money.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.